Good morning and welcome to the Elevate Renatus team call. My name is Keely. I am your host today. I am excited to have you here. Today is Takeoff Tuesday. It is March 6th. And our quote of the day today is, "The tiny seed knew that in order to grow, it needed to be dropped in dirt, covered with darkness, and struggle to reach the light." We've got our dates for Leaders Retreat. We're going to Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. That is August 20th through the 24th. In order to go to Leaders Retreat, you do need to be 1-star, 3-star, or 5-star qualified. So make sure you make whatever needs to happen so that you can be there. We will see you in Mexico. Our Renatus Founders Live is every Monday at 4 p.m. Mountain Time. This is your opportunity on a weekly basis to connect with Bob Snyder, our CEO, and hear of any of the latest and greatest news about Renatus. A lot of important announcements. We get to also hear a story of the week, as well as a training of the week, and a lot of recognition of who's out there making big things happen in their businesses, which is always very inspiring. So make sure you're tuning in on Mondays at 4 p.m. through the Renatus Founders Live Facebook page. And of course, if you're not able to make it at 4 o'clock, you can always catch the replay. We've got our national study groups every Monday at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. You can find those in the Helios calendar. Right now, we are making our way through the Essentials courses. We've got our Renatus Helios app that has a lot of great features, and Renatus is working hard on continually making more features available to us, so make sure you're getting that updated regularly. One of my favorite features there is that you get notified when a commission comes in.
I'm having trouble hearing you.
My watch thought I was talking to it. And then we also get notified whenever a guest is checked into an event. A lot of great features with the app. And then we also get a brand new money mastery exercise uploaded to the app every single day, and you have the ability to share that with your guests. So you can send over your link or have them download the app, and then they can watch that new money mastery exercise every single day and get some inspiration. So a lot of great things with the app. Make sure you get it downloaded and give it 5 stars. We've got so much support on a weekly and a daily basis with our Renatus Team Elevate group. Every week on Thursday at 6 p.m. we have a private capital masterclass with Dane Clark. Dane Clark is the one facilitating that because he has raised over 22, probably more now, over $22 million as an investor since watching these private capital classes and since becoming an investor with Renatus. So he's facilitating that, but of course, you need to be watching your classes and then bringing what you've learned from the classes to this masterclass so that we can start to put the classes to work and start having those private capital conversations. So that's every Thursday at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. We do ask that you're a part of the optional event subscription to attend the private capital masterclass, as well as the Dream Call. The Dream Call is our daily real estate action mastermind that happens Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to about 9:45. Usually we go till 10 o'clock because we're just talking about so many amazing deals that people are working on. Bring your wins, bring your questions, lots happening on the Dream Call. And then we also have our daily team call that we're on right now. It's Monday through Friday from 8 to 9. And on this call, we talk about marketing, business, mindset, and personal development. So lots and lots of value provided each and every day and every week with our private capital masterclass. I did mention the optional event subscription. You can learn more about the OES through this website, oesoes.com. There's a short video there that talks more about what it is and what comes with it and how that supports our leadership. So make sure that you watch that video, and then you're also able to sign up for the optional event subscription through this website as well. If you're looking to introduce your guests to the Profits Education, you can do that by getting them introduced or by getting them in front of Scott Rowe. And that is every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. You can find this event in the Helios calendar. Just search for Profits, and you'll see this pop up on Tuesdays. And as you know, if you were at Nationals, then you're aware that there were 2 more classes added to the Profits Education. So instead of 9, you now have 11 in your Profits courses. The 2 additional classes are Steve Larson on funnels. And then on Wednesdays, we have our house tour. I'm looking forward to our house tour tomorrow. So that's at 7 p.m. every single Wednesday. That's Mountain Time, where we get to tour someone's property that they're actively working on. What I love about this is that we get to see what people are able to do in today's market. And then this is a really powerful exposure for your guests. So make sure that you're getting your guests in front of these house tours. They get to see all kinds of different acquisition strategies, exit strategies, and so many different classes being put to use in just one simple deal or one single deal. So that's every Wednesday at 7 p.m. And then Thursdays, we've got lots going on that you get to kind of pick and choose from, because a lot of this is happening all at 7 o'clock. So before the 7 o'clock, we have our 4 o'clock corporate onboarding session with, of course, corporate. And I believe it's Christian George or Jay Stark leading that. And then we have at 7 o'clock, we've got a house tour offered in Spanish. So on Wednesdays, the house tour is in English. So if you've got any Spanish speaking guests, a great way to get them introduced to Renatus is to get them in front of our Spanish house tour. And then we also have our Pillars of Wealth intro presentation, our Velocity Banking study group, and we've got multifamily and short-term rental study groups as well. So lots going on Thursday nights. Make sure you are tuning in. And then we have, well, we do record these morning calls. We're on Facebook Live as well as on our YouTube channel. Our Facebook page is Renatus Team Elevate. You can ask questions, network with other students, share your wins. And then of course, you can always catch these replays on that Facebook page. And then we have a YouTube channel that has a whole playlist of Zoom up calls. So the Zoom up calls were some interviews that Michael Huggins and Scott Rowe did, where they introduced, or where they shared a lot of student stories and interviewed a lot of different students on their stories on where they were before Renatus and what they have done since joining Renatus. I have chickens yelling at me right now if you can't hear them. And then on our YouTube channel also, you can of course catch these replays. We have at least 6 or 7 years of these morning call recordings on the YouTube channel. So there's so much value there. If you're newer or if you've been around for a while, go back and watch some replays, because there again is so much value in these morning calls where we talk all things marketing, business, personal development, and mindset. Today is Takeoff Tuesday. We get to learn from Bill Predebon. But before we bring out Bill, we're going to do our money mastery exercise. So let's go ahead and switch over to our money mastery exercise. We'll spend a couple of minutes doing that and then answering the question at the end. We would love it if you shared your thoughts in the chat, and we always encourage you to do so. So let's shift over to that.
These two guys were just looking for some good food and founded an empire and enthralled rock and roll fans around the world. "45 years ago, two 22-year-old Americans took a chance and opened a new kind of bar and restaurant in London's posh Mayfair neighborhood. Isaac Tigrett and Peter Morton were two shaggy-haired guys who just wanted to find a good American burger while living in London. Their solution? They opened up their own American-style diner in an old Rolls-Royce dealership. They called it Hard Rock Cafe. The landlord did not think it would be a success, so he only had them sign a 6-month lease. The first Hard Rock Cafe opened in June 1971, and it was an immediate hit, with people lining up down the block to experience the spot's carnival-like atmosphere. Their casual menu of burgers and fries, quirky decor, and rock music blasting from speakers was at odds with the elegant shops and restaurants surrounding them. It wouldn't be too long before the two young businessmen set their sights on conquering the world, and they knew the only way to do that would be through networking. To build relationships and promote their cafe, they sponsored a local European football team, and the team t-shirt featured the simple Hard Rock logo. The extra shirts were returned to the cafe and then given away to loyal customers. They became such a huge hit with the public that one report said more people would show up to buy a shirt than to sit and have a bite. Not only did Isaac and Peter have the good sense to begin to sell them, but a standalone shack had to be built outside of the cafe just to handle the retail requests. Because of their networking stunt, today retail makes up approximately 40% of Hard Rock's business. It was not long before celebrities began to hang out at the Hard Rock. Led Zeppelin allegedly threw whiskey bottles against the wall one night. Carole King.
Today is Takeoff Tuesday. We get to learn from Bill Predebon. I am so very grateful to get to introduce Bill. Bill is an incredible individual whom I've gotten to know. I've been very fortunate to get to know over the last several years. We've both been working together in Scottsdale, Arizona for the Scottsdale team. And I must say that I absolutely miss miss seeing Bill on a weekly basis in person. You know, we would see each other multiple times a week, going to our house tours and going to the Thursday night intro presentations. And this guy just has incredible energy. And if you've seen Bill present, whether it's in person or on our online portal, you know that he's got really, really incredible energy and just so much passion behind what he does. And he's got an incredible story. So we have a lot to learn. Make sure that you take notes from Bill today. Before Renatus, Bill was actually a pro skier in Vail, Colorado. And he realized that he didn't really have much else going on. He needed to find something else to do for work, for income, and that he wasn't really employable. So what he had learned about was franchising, and got into a franchise business. He owned a couple of stores, but due to lack of knowledge, he ended up losing the business and losing everything. He, after that, learned about real estate investing, and he went and got his realtor's license, and he became a loan officer and started to dabble with real estate investing without really any education. And that ended up with him being in over $400,000 in debt because of a deal that went south during the 2008 crash. After that is when Bill ran into Renatus and decided to get educated. And because of the Renatus education, Bill was able to turn that around and pull himself out of that hole. And ever since then, Bill has now grossed multiple millions of dollars in real estate investing and has completed well over 150 transactions. So not only is Bill really killing it on the real estate side, I know that he's doing short-term rentals, he's done short sales, he's done fix and flips, he's done long-term rentals. I mean, he's got a really, really great portfolio. So he's a master real estate investor, but also on top of that, he is a key leader in the marketing side of Renatus. He is on the PIT team, which is the PAC in training, the President's Advisory Council, with our CEO, Bob Snyder, and has had a lot of success marketing Renatus as well as the real estate side. So we have a lot to learn from Bill. Make sure you take notes. I'm excited for what Bill has to share with us today. Good morning, Bill. How are you?
I am awesome, Keely. How are you?
Doing great.
Okay?
Thank you.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you sound good.
Awesome. It's so funny. Someone was like, did Michael put you in the barn? So I had to mute out the thing because I thought there was some noise in my yard. I'm like looking around. I'm like, what is that noise?
These chickens were right out the window just screaming at me, and now they're all gone. So they had to be here for the introduction, I guess.
That's so funny. That's so funny. It reminds me of Hawaii, right? Like there's just chickens and roosters in Hawaii everywhere. It's absolutely funny. They clearly were not happy about something. That's true, Tamara, right? Right on. What an intro. I love what you have to say, and I love listening to you, and I'm always excited to hear what you have to say and how you do the announcements. And I don't know about you folks, but I just get super excited to just be here and get caught up on everything. And you know, same thing with the Monday founders webinar. You know, it just gets us engaged. Hey, Bobby G, what's up? Good to see you. So Keely, thanks again. I actually put it on speaker view because you look amazing this morning. I don't know how, I guess it's a couple hours earlier, but like I was looking at myself, I'm like, oh my gosh, you look so much better than I did. I'm gonna have to get some makeup on or something. But you look great this morning. You look wide awake and ready to take on the world. So thanks for showing up 100% and taking care of everybody here. I know everybody here is just gotten connected to you, being a leader across the country to help us roll out these mornings. So thanks. I know I see some people shaking their heads, so that's cool. You're awesome. Beautiful girl. Keep up the good work with all your enrollments as well. It's awesome. And your real estate looks like, I don't know if you guys know this, but she's not just out there for pleasure. She's going to write this trip off. Her and her man there, Casey, they might be buying some land. I don't know. Who knows what they're out there looking for property and looking for some deals. So that's pretty cool. So good business trip. All right, let's kick it off. So we didn't get that call to action. I don't know about you guys, but I was kind of like, oh my God, I've never heard the Hard Rock story before. And I really wanted to hear the ending of that story. So now I'm all bummed. So I'll kick it off with this. Does anybody want to come off mute? And I haven't done this in a while, but I know Dane does it quite a bit. But does anybody have something that you wanted me to talk about? I have a couple notes for training. I got to check out the chats. The chitty chats are going to be over there so I don't miss them. Buying some chickens. Awesome. Yep. You got a lot of kudos coming in from the folks, and so do the chickens. Does anybody want to come off mute? Does anybody want to type in the chat? Does anybody have a question or a situation in their world? Yeah, go ahead. Who's that?
Steve,
Go ahead, Steve.
how you doing?
I'm awesome, man. I'm fortunate to be here today.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So one of the things that I'm actually dealing with, and I'm sure you probably might have dealt with at some point, is if you have an investor that you know is currently tired, they've expressed to you clearly that you know, based on the situations right now, they're tired. They want an offer. They have a portfolio they want to get rid of, but you want to find a problem besides just being tired. Find a motivation, and to see how you can face the deal. How do you discover that their motivation to get out besides just being tired?
So the first thing that pops into my mind, I hope everybody got that. So you have some sellers that have a portfolio that they're tired of being the landlords. Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay. So for me, and this actually can relate to marketing in a way. Okay. When I go after a deal, or I'm looking at a deal, generally speaking, I want there to be a situation. And what I mean by that is, I've just got it in my mind that I'm not interested in paying retail. Okay, number one. And it's not that I don't necessarily pay more than I should be, or that I don't pay close to retail. It's just that I'm not interested in paying retail. So I guess, so where I'm going with this is, if these folks, if you've got this lead and they're just tired, but you're trying to figure out what's motivating them to sell, then you may need to, this goes for marketing exactly, you may need to take a step back and not worry about closing and getting the deal. Now, when that happens, you're going to have to give up money and a closing in your mind, which means that in order to make that okay with you and not be motivated by the closing of enrolling a student or getting the deal, you have to also have a pipeline of some other deal. So now what that allows you to do, folks, is, let's stay specific to here, and then I'll relate it to the marketing immediately. In this case, there's a decision that needs to be made that you may want to befriend these folks, that this deal might take some time and you might cultivate a relationship. And in that case, then this could be bringing them flowers. Like, I'm not saying, I don't know the situation, but taking them to breakfast. I don't know how old they are, but older people love breakfast. They love early morning coffee. They love brunch. It could be going to the home, setting an appointment, and walking the property and asking all kinds of questions about, what have you done to the house? You know, how much love and care, how much support, how much energy have you put into this in the lifetime that you've owned that? What problems have you had with tenants? So all you're doing is building rapport and relationship. Like, you're literally becoming a member of the family, so that when they are ready to sell, if nobody else makes them this great retail offer, and if they do, you can't compete with a great retail offer anyway, especially in today's market. So you're not going to get that. You don't even want the deal, but maybe they'd rather sell it to you at a lower price or give you terms because they've developed a love for you, not like their son or their daughter, but they've developed something where they respect the individual, and this may take a week, it could take a month, whatever it is, but you may realize that you might not get this deal, but they may turn this over, or in a short period of time, depending on how much experience and how genuine you are and how fast you ask questions, they may disclose to you what they're looking for and what they're interested in doing. And so if you can imagine this being a student, and the student says to you, I am interested in real estate investing. The number one thing that we want to do is get them in front of the information. And we want to tell them about Renatus and share with them what you could do for them. So just like a seller, we're like, oh, I could pay cash, or I could get terms, and I could do this, and I could do that. And we start to talk, we make offers, we tell them, and they aren't hearing you because they're not speaking. So just because someone is interested in real estate does not mean they want to join Renatus. So until there's a situation with that individual, two things are going to happen. One is you can just put them in the system and show them the presentation, and then wait for the timing to be right, and then get them in a drip system. Not an email drip, but like text drip, or next month you send them to an invitation to the intensive, and the following month you offer them a property tour, and they just become that person where you're waiting for their life cycle to change. Or you stop talking to them about Renatus and you just become their friend, and you are off, letting them know through Facebook or some sort of text, hey, I just found out that, I'm looking at this property. Just wanted to keep you in the loop. Are you looking for any properties? Hey, have you gone any other seminars? Have you seen anything else out there? Are you spending time? You're asking questions and getting to know them and finding out what their motivation is to actually get into real estate, and if they've gotten any money. Hey, has things changed in your life? Have your job gotten improved? How's that home life going? And you actually genuinely give a crap about them. And I know that we do innately, so I'm not saying you don't, but if we only have one or two prospects or one deal, then we don't have time to wait for them to make a decision and change their life. We don't have time to figure out what it is that they're motivated to sell, so we can hit the right punch buttons to get them to sell to us or come join us. So we're too urgent to tell them about Renatus. We're too urgent to tell them about our offer. And we don't spend any time getting to know these folks. And we blow the sale. We blow the deal. We blow the commission. We blow the enrollment. But if we have a little bit of a pipeline, even 3 or 4 other people, we can spend time with those people, getting them to close. We could go after another deal that's maybe a foreclosure, or maybe it is a motivated seller who's losing their house, or there's a death in the family or a probate situation, and that's more urgent. And that's the money we go after. And then we cultivate this relationship over here. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. No, and I got tons of notes. So key points for me here is nurture the relationship, because we've had a second conversation, and that one was more relaxed, where it was more getting we were talking about one house, and then he actually offered bring up 5 other houses he wants to potentially get rid of if the offer is right, of course.
You know what I've found in your conversations, when I was, even to this day, when I talk to contractors, to sellers, and to banks of all, like even yesterday, when I went in the bank to open my solo 401k account, I am ignorant. And I know that the people talking to me know more, even if I know some things that I think that I know. And I'm very, believe it or not, humble, right? I'm not a very humble, like, I mean, yeah, maybe I am, but you know what I mean? Like, I'm egotistical, whatever it is. So I'm typically the one speaking, but I will somehow shut myself up, and I will, even if I got someone on Verizon and I'm trying to, and I'll be like, I just don't understand. I don't, can you explain this to me? Do wow, can you help me with this? I'm very, you know what I mean? And then, like, if you're at this seller, for example, and you're like, I'm, it's not like I'm some, you actually compliment. I'm amazed you guys have all these properties. Could you share with me how how did you get started? How were you able to buy these properties? How did you know they were going to be a good deal? And people love to tell their story and share their wisdom and their knowledge and experience with you. Don't you guys agree? Even in a prospect, when you're prospecting, people want to, how many times I have prospected and I have heard somebody's crash story about, how they were doing well. And then, their origin story comes out. No matter, people it's important. It's important we listen. And by being humble and asking that question, it gives people, they want to get it off their chest. This seller, typically when they have an agent and then someone makes an offer through another agent, the seller never gets to tell their story. They're selling this house, this portfolio for so long. They don't get to let anybody know the hard work they put into it or the life-changing situations that went through. And when someone else comes in and is just like, I'm just this little guy who's interested in your house, and man, I would love to know how you got to where you're at. And if there's anything you can do to help me, it would be great. And all of a sudden, people love to give back. You might end up in a good deal there.
Thank you. No, and there's a lot of things you said, and the fact that you could relate to everything with prospecting, I think that's very on point. So appreciate the thoughts, and definitely have some things to work with. So I know how I'm gonna reach out today actually to set up an appointment to kind of meet up, and then kind of get to know him a little bit more and be interested into.
Absolutely. It and Anthony, did you have something I didn't know? Are you good? You're good. Perfect. Yeah. It just, I don't know, for some reason, it just reminds me of like Hollywood movies, how in the storyline, they just cultivate that relationship, and then the truth will come out, and the opportunity will present itself over a little bit of time and genuineness. So great question. That's awesome.
Thank you.
I'm going to check the chat. Anybody else got anything? Let's see. Here we go.
Hey, Bill, everyone.
Yeah.
So I was on the road team call just a bit earlier. So I just wanted to touch base with a couple of things and discuss the funnel summit that we've got going and the strategy that we've got. So I've had for a while a site, joinprofits.com. My challenge has been how to help the community so that they can put people into that and be protected. Now, the funnel summit is very focused on profits. So I just want to encourage people to put people into the funnel summit. That means that your guest is protected until the summit. If they attend the summit, they're protected for another 30 days after that. Here's the really good news. Let this sink in. If they buy anything, they are protected to you for life. So for a mere investment of probably 60 odd bucks, you're going to be able to have that prospect protected to you for life. That's a really, really key strategy to have right there. So obviously protected to you for life means provided they keep that email address. Just something to bear in mind, but that is what it is. Most people keep their primary email address. So joinprofits.com, I've created which is an overview of what profits is. So most of the other Renatus pages that you want to send somebody to, it's going to tell them about real estate. And that may be confusing slightly for somebody who you're trying to now target. We're looking for the broader market. We're looking for anybody that's in business. We want to help them to create more profits and take those profits and invest in real estate. That's our broadband strategy that we have in play right now with the Profit Summit funnel. And so I encourage people, put them in the Summit funnel, and then to follow up from them with that on an on-demand type that you can send them to joinprofits.com. If you don't want to send them through to the Join Profits Summit first, or the Funnel Summit first, please let me know that you're sending them to Join Profits so that we can protect them to you. Unfortunately, it's not integrated into the system, so there is no way for me to know that they're protected to you. Otherwise, send them to another event first so that they are protected. So that's the only caveat or warning or whatever. Obviously, if they sign into that, I would assume that it's one of the leads that I've generated if you haven't protected them. Any comments, any questions?
So if I understand you correctly, Anthony, thank you. You personally created a .com, joinprofits.com. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And inside of that .com, that website, there is a description of what the Profit Summit is going to be about.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Okay.
So I've got
my suggestion, folks, is that you check it out first yourself before you send anybody there. When you send somebody there, understand what you're doing, and then let Anthony know, because that is his personal website to track leads. Number two is what he's saying is to go ahead and start building for the profits, which I was going to talk a little bit about. There's a couple things I have to say about that. And then And then he is correct. There's some pretty great things about profits that will give you protection to your guests. So that was
Profit towards the summit.
Yep.
Just to be clear.
Yeah, for the summit, the Join Profits Summit, your link in your, I'm assuming everybody knows where to get their link now. Okay, so
just to elaborate a little bit, I did have to go through some loops or hoops with corporate, because generally I just want to tell people you may not use anything that's Renatus. You cannot have it in the URL. And what I wasn't aware of at the time was you're not allowed to use a course name in a URL. And so I had to go through legal and get it approved. And we had to go through that. They liked what I was doing because corporate doesn't have a profits. Nowhere do we have just a profits focused introduction briefing. So if you log into it, it asks you for your name. It is optional if you do or don't want to put your name in. It will then take you through and show you a trailer. What I did, and this is what makes it really cool, is the profits trailers are little snippets. And it takes very long because you get the introduction, you get the disclaimer, then you get Woody give his little pitch, and then you get the communications from Woody, and then you get the sales, and then you get, by the time you've listened to all those introductions, it's just like nobody's going to click on all 9 of them. So what I did is I put a disclaimer in the front, I put all of them together, and we put all the information in one place. So it's a really quick way to watch the training. Underneath that, we then have the course outline. Again, I condensed it all together into one. We are working on some pretty cool technology at the moment now, where you will be able to have chapters. So you'll be able to click, oh, well, I'm not interested maybe in velocity in the banking side of it, but I'm interested in just maybe, well, now I've got to add Steve. So maybe you're just interested in the funnels. You'll be able to click from the beginning and take you straight to the funnel. So then after that, it's got the bios of our practitioner instructors.
okay, all right, good enough. So here's what we got. So you guys just go in there. If you want to type it in the chat, Anthony, what it is. What I don't want to, it doesn't matter. It's not what I want. Whatever you guys want. What if it seems confusing, then you don't want to confuse mine. So keep it simple, folks, and I'll talk that. It sounds like Anthony has a system that he's enjoying, that he's created. It sounds amazing. Anthony, if you could type it in the chat, everybody can grab it. And then I would suggest before you start marketing it or sending people there that you take a look at it yourself and explore what it is he's talking about. So here's the thing about profits, the Profit Summit. Couple things. I was on the Pit Pack call yesterday for 2 hours. Obviously, we spent some time on this. Number one is we don't know what the offers are going to be. Bob mentioned at Nationals he's interested in offers and making offers. We're not going to make an offer every day at every event or anything like that, but there are going to be offers. There are going to be offers at the Profit Summit. I don't know what they are. You don't know what they are, and it's not important. What Anthony's talking about on if they buy something is that there will be lower entry level opportunities. There will also be an opportunity to sell or to engage in the profits course naturally. So if any of the little tiny teaser offerings, maybe they're $47, maybe they're $97, maybe they're $147, $197. I don't know what they're going to be. If in fact they engage in any of those smaller offers, that is when they will be protected for your life. What you don't need to worry about over the next 2 months is any of the details. You don't need to worry about your commissions. You don't need to worry about what the offers are. You don't even need to worry about who the speakers are. You know, the information will roll out over the next few months. The only thing you need to worry about is that you have your link, and that if you know anything about the profits course, you can explain to them that this is a business training, and it's not free. It's free to them from you. Because you paid for your ICM, you have a link that you've basically paid for. With that link, you've been given the opportunity to share that information and invite people to that meeting. So you have already taken care of their access to that event, and you can start to put that out there. You know, I would not spend a lot of time on it as far as, well, Anthony, for example, has created a system around it. That is something he is building for specifically. So for me, I'm building for a sale this week in April. So I had a one-on-one follow-up. I didn't yet give Matt the link, but Matt will get the link for the summit in the email. Oh, by the way, get registered for this event. I won't even tell him what it's about. He can click on it, look to see if he likes it, and get it. My focus is what I'm doing. I will send the link to anybody and everybody over time, including my warm market, including the people that haven't enrolled, including my whole list, my current list and my old list. What my assistant will send out the link to probably over 400 people with some sort of text that I get put together when I'm ready. Okay. And then it will be, as things come up, you will start to have more training and more opportunities to be like, hey, just around the corner, you don't want to miss this. An opportunity to you know, get started in business for $47, whatever is going to come out. The things will start to roll out from corporate to what you'll need to know. You'll start to learn your commissions. You'll start to learn how it works. All of those details will get worked out for you. This is not, in my opinion, here's what I wanted to say about this. And this is some of the things, and then I want to make sure we've got any questions. Some of that, and Anthony, you're getting a lot of thanks in here. So great job on this, joinprofits.com. So you're getting a lot of kudos. So I appreciate it. And thanks for explaining it. Bob said this specifically. This is not, I don't think that there's a system that they're going to create, a funnel or a website or a BIF or anything that I know of now or in the future that is going to replace your ability to talk to people and to put people through a system and get people to hear stories and understand that we have a system in place, we have a community, and we connect with all 5 personalities and they're welcome here and so on and so forth. And in order to do that, there's 4 or 5 touches that are needed in order, and you could do it quickly now that we're online. You can do it within a week and get them through these follow-ups and through a property tour and through a one-on-one and through an introduction, and even through some of the video testimonies, whatever it is. But understanding that these systems are helping you there to attract more leads. Once you get the lead, funnels are lead generators. Once you get the lead, there's going to be offers, but they're not offering a $20,000, $23,000 package at this particular summit. I don't know that they'll ever offer the full Monty at any summit we do. I don't know how often we're going to do summits. However, they're just another opportunity for us to get the word out. We are the best kept secret in the world, and Bob is trying to help make it easier for you to get the word out, to talk to more people, so you have more people, so you're less dependent on 1 or 2 leads. That's the goal. But the same systems, once those leads are in place, are there for you that you need to work on, which is mastering, being taught, seeing the people, which he's helping you with. Then you've got to tell the story. You've got to build for the event, and you've got to follow up. If they go to the summit and they buy a $47 package and you don't know how to follow up, then you're going to have someone with a $47 package or an offering, whatever it is. And I don't quote me on that $47. I don't even know where that number is coming from, honestly. So any thoughts, questions on this so far?
I think that's really great, Bill. That's the whole thing. We've had quite a high barrier to entry. For somebody to pull out their checkbook and touch us is being pretty expensive. And I think this does offer a massive opportunity. I mean, if we just look at the income statement, how many people have not, and it's always been something that to me's put people off, is if you read the income statement, it says how many people have not made any sale. That number is going to change dramatically because most people will now have made some sort of sale. And that will help to build that confidence, build the rapport, because they're going to get so much value, and they're going to get used to buying things, which is a positive, which we're trying to now do through that funnel. For me, the most fundamental thing is, one of my challenges through the years that I've been with Renatus is to get people in the system, to get them protected. I must admit, Team Elevate's system is a lot easier than the Rose system. Not to criticize anybody's, but it's quite challenging to get people registered for an event. There's Zoom that you got to get them registered in, then you've got to get, well, first of all, Helios, then Zoom, then the thing that makes it really simple right now is, guys, you have an easy way to generate leads and then through to the masses and follow up with those leads. It's your job. This is just a lead magnet. It's a way for you to get out there. Guys, you're interested. Here's an opportunity to make profits and to learn something. Come to this. Once you've found the leads registered, and I don't know if everybody knows how to do this in Helios, to do the search and to find the lead, but I can show you if you're interested. But look in your Helios, look for the people that are registered, and then follow up, send them to other events. And that's where I'm coming in. Instead of taking them and throwing them into a real estate event, you can take them through something more generic and organic, which is business orientated. You can send them through to the Joint Profit site. Happy to share with anybody. And guys, I'm open. If you see something on that site and you say, you know what, let's tweak this, let's change it. Hey, I created that site for the community. So I'm open to suggestions. Happy to mastermind debate it. So, but the big thing for me is here you have an opportunity to secure, and Bill, coming back to your thing as well, is it's a long-term strategy that you want to nurture. We want to puke all over everybody. We want to try and sign everybody up the first time we see them. The ability to sign them up through the funnel summit means that you have a long-term nurturing strategy that you can implement. You can get to build the rapport because they signed up until the summit. You know, it's not, oh, I got to sign up for the next event. Oh, they missed this event. What am I going to do? That scarcity mindset. You now have them for a longer period of time than you've ever had access to your people. So start now, but it's an and strategy. Put them in the summit, secure them, and send them, and communicate, and build upon that. Bill?
Yeah, no, those are all good points. I'm glad. I like your excitement around it. That your energy comes through, buddy. You're awesome, and this is great information. You know, I will. So anybody got any thoughts, comments, or questions on some of the things Anthony was talking about, and any questions on the summit or the funnels, your funnel link, some of the things that we can think about, folks, is this. What was I just going to say? I can't tell you that I have ever been concerned with protection. Okay. I'm talking about my guests. Okay. So
Nice, Bill.
this is what I mean.
Hi, Dad.
Right. I contact my people, even when I was using Craigslist in 2016 and 17 as a major source of my cold market lead generation to really, I guess, cut my teeth in Renatus sales, right, and getting questions and answers done. There were times when there's no question that online marketing and or Craigslist ads and things like that, where they would be answering more than one ad, and I would call somebody up and they would already have talked to somebody, or they'd give me a different email, and so on and so forth. What I've found in that situation is typically that person never bought from either one of us anyway, and it wasn't somebody necessarily that I wanted to work with. And I don't mean that I would work with anybody, of course. I'm not going to turn away a commission necessarily, but my point is that for the most part, when someone called me off a cold market lead and I made the connection, okay, when I made the belly to belly, not just in person, but on the phone, and I got their email and I registered them, there was no question that they weren't trying to hide it from me. I wasn't trying to be sneaky and sneak their email in so I could get them registered event that they didn't know about. It was upfront. It was an easy thing. And if there was objection to that, then again, they're not ready. They're not ready for what we're doing. When I go to, when I sign up for something online, And there's a box that says, do you want to receive emails, or, we will, have your captured information, but not share with it. I know that I'm probably going to get marketed to. Like, these people are not ignorant. If they are ignorant to this, again, you want to question whether or not they're ready to spend $23,000 with you, and how much time are they going to take of yours. My point is this. I understand the protection, and, if that is your marketing strategy, then this is a phenomenal tool to protect the people you've never met anywhere in your Facebook groups or whatever. But Nate Lambert's success is not because he doesn't ever meet these people. Nate Lambert's success is when he takes over from his assistant. So his posts and things, I don't know his exact system. That is his system. And apparently it works, and it works very well. And he's mastered it, but he's mastered the ability to delegate, where his assistants post for him. And then they may even edit and drive content for him. And then once there is an engagement and they have responded back to the actual person that liked something he said or engaged in the conversation, they will turn it over to Nate, and Nate will then begin a rapport with them and through Messenger, and then he will invite them. And that's when he takes over, and he gets to know them. The assistant is getting to know them in the meantime, through the initial contact. So my point is that it's still a point where you need to be an ICM. And if you are just trying to capture as many leads and put as many people as you can into an intensive or into a summit, then you need to be concerned about protection. Okay, I have something here. I missed nationals, but I'm a little lost with the funnel link. Should I request a recording from where I usually do? What do you send to nurture them from now till the summit and then after the summit? All right, I'm going to get to that. All right, so Autumn, for you, my thought is I can easily share my screen. I don't know if you're near your computer or what you're doing, but what you need to know is that, and Keely, you could type this in if you want, but in Helios, under the marketing tab, there is a sales links tab under marketing, and in there will be two sales links. One is going to be your funnel, and one is going to be your BIF link. I think it's I can't remember what it's called. I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, there's two links. You're going to go to your funnel link, and it should have already populated. You should have your funnel link in the back, and then you can click on view, and that view will take you to the view of the actual landing page where people will put their information. You can read all that information, and then that's the exact same thing that your folks will see. You should register yourself and for the summit and go through the process, and it's really easy, and that will get you taken care of. Awesome.
Hey, Bill, any
Yes.
way you can share your screen and kind of do that process?
There isn't, because I'm disabled.
Oh,
I do.
Yes, go ahead.
Anyone can easily see that process if they go to the Monday Night Founders Live webinar. It's in Facebook, and all of that was explained.
That's a great point as well. Bob covered it yesterday on the Founders webinar, and you could just go back to the Founders webinar Facebook page, Founders Live Facebook page, and watch yesterday's Founders webinar. You're exactly right. Perfect.
So
What do I?
if they go under sales link, there are two options. They can go to, let me just see if I can change the screen. They can go under sales links. So it's marketing sales links. The one is funnel and the other is campaign. Campaign is corporate campaign, which is the primary BIF. And then funnel is the Make Profits Again Summit. So those are the two. And that's where you get your unique URL that you give to people that will register them directly to you.
Correct. So again, yep. And that's,
I just wanted to reiterate, confirm, whatever the right word is, Bill. 100% is what you're saying in terms of, if you've got the scarcity mindset of having to protect the client rather than build the relationship, what it does help for a lot of new people I found is that if they know that they're protected, they have a tendency to kind of calm down that fear of having to puke all over them. That's, it just gives them some kind of reassurance. Okay, I can slow down. I know that they're mine. So especially for newbies that, we're excited about this. We're really passionate about this. And I found that was one of my problems, is that I was puking all over people. I want to just tell them, hey, you can save all this money on taxes and this is how you do it. And you can save all this money on velocity banking. And, instead of just slowly nurturing them. So cool.
All right. So there was a question here that says, what do you send them to nurture them from now till the summit? So Sucrete and everybody else. I don't have all the answers, you guys, as you guys know that. This is what I know. By no means do I feel like I'm waiting and nurturing anybody. There's a system that's in place, which the number one, if you keep this simple, thousands of people, Nate Lambert just grossed 105,000. If you guys did the math, that 5 combo, this is how it works. The gross sales top 10 means that the 7-day right of rescission is over. Renatus has added up the gross amount of total paid to Renatus sales from that commission. The commissions have not been paid out. It could be that a 29,000 whatever billing order was entered, and the person only put $4,000 down on an Epix 44,400 or whatever down on an Epix combo. It doesn't. All it is that it's still a gross total sale. Then Nate might have had 5 advanced combos and 1 billing come in, whatever it is. During that 7-day period, Nate has grossed that amount of gross sales to the company, and he will get paid out over time his 50% of that. That's the direct sale or direct pass up sale from one of his students. The point is that he did that without a funnel for the summit. Okay. There's a system. And if you think about all of the time, there's 75, 77 people on this line. All of you, the majority of you, are either interested in upgrading already as soon as you can figure it out, or you've already bought the Epix combo to some extent. You bought the essentials, then you upgraded, or you bought the combo, the extreme, and then you got the profits. You've done that, and you didn't do it through a summit. You did it through an intro, and then you did it through a follow-up, and then you did it through a property tour. I am not waiting for a summit. If you want to postpone your business till May, that's up to you. But I'm going to introduce people. And when I get them into Dane's bucket, and the bucket is that they're going to go on a drip list, or they're interested in real estate investing passively, or real estate investing as a lender, or they're going to be a buyer or a retail person, they're going to get the link, because I'm not putting them in the Renatus bucket. But if they went in the bucket that said, I want to learn to be an active investor, and they're telling me they're telling me their story, and they're telling me the reason why they need a solution, then I'm not going to give a crap about the funnel. The funnel has nothing to do with where they're at. If they need money today, am I going to tell them to wait 2.5 months for the Profits course, for the Profits Summit, so they can spend $47? No. I'm going to introduce them to the ICM opportunity for $197. And then I'm going to send them the disclosure email. So this is this is a thing that's going to collect over time, an ability for you to get known. So eventually on every post you make, you might put your Profits link on there and not say anything to it. People can click on it and register themselves, and you're going to get guests you don't even know about. And then you're going to get an email. But in the meantime, you are turning people on to a system that you fell in love with, that you're a part of, That's not changing. If you are not good at that now, and you haven't made a $10,000 sale or $11,200 sale, if you have not accomplished anywhere near some of your ICM goals, then let's focus on that. Let's not add to the pot by trying to figure out another freaking way to go market and get all confused and worry about all the details and minutia of what we don't even know is out there. I don't get it. It's there to enhance what you're already doing. If you don't ever want to talk to anybody and you're afraid to do that and you have not overcome that mindset, send the link. Then do that as an alternative. At least you're doing something, and don't even worry about it. Let the person decide if they want to sign up for it, right? It's just an addition to what you're doing. But then you spend the time on these calls and learning that mindset so you can learn to talk to somebody. I was on a Zoom call yesterday, and one of my team members didn't know how to enter people into the room because he'd never done it before, which tells me he's never had a one-on-one Zoom, because you'd have to start your own Zoom and then you'd have to be the host. And when someone's in the waiting room, you have to let them in. So if you've never let somebody in your own waiting room, you've never had a Zoom, you've never done a follow-up one-on-one unless you've done it in person, then that's something you need to learn. The least of your concerns is a Summit Wealth thing. Do you know what I'm saying? So let's master the simple things, you guys. And if you don't know what they are, and if you haven't done them, then let us help you. Talk to your 5-star, talk to me, talk to Michael, talk to Keely, talk to your leaders, get on some of the founders webinars, some of the super Saturdays, go to the 10-step with Bob Snyder and do the basics. Go back to the fundamentals and get those things done. And that's the most important thing. And then what you're already doing today, which is amazing, you guys are freaking awesome, is you're here spending an hour of your morning at first thing of the day, and you're taking control of your business, you're taking responsibility, you're doing something that's positive on a Tuesday when most people do not do something positive in the morning. It's a dreadful day of the week because there's 4 more freaking days of work and travel and all that stuff. And you guys are here kicking ass, taking names, and learning from people that have gone where you want to go. So pat yourself on the back, give yourselves the kudos that it deserves, and get out there and share this information with somebody, and don't overcomplicate it, and keep it simple. All right. I love you guys. Bobby, you're awesome. Everybody, yeah, property tours, Biff, Autumn, property tours on Wednesday nights for Team Elevate. Everybody go to teamelevateusa.com. You can get all the information you need there. And, plug in. You can plug in a lot of recordings on the YouTube. Keely went over all those announcements where you can find all these recordings, and you can catch up on all the training, and none of this will be foreign language to you. It will all become second nature. I've got 8:03. We've got a real estate dream call. Keely, I'll turn it back over to you.
All righty. I'll close out this call. Thanks, Bill.
Thanks, everybody.
And let's shift over our dream call.
Thank you, Bill. Awesome.
You're welcome.
Call.
Thanks, Gilda. Thanks, Anthony. Thanks, Bill. All right. You're welcome. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for contributing. Love you guys. All right. Have a great day. Have a great Tuesday.
Have a great day.